Good afternoon. We will begin the ceremony in a few minutes. Please make your way to your seats and take a moment to silence all personal electronic devices. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Before we begin the formal portion of today's ceremony, please enjoy this video presentation from the class of 2024. Please bear with us for a few moments. The ceremony will begin after the resetting of the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Southern Guards Battalion, Army ROTC Spring 2024 Commissioning Ceremony. I'm Cadet Devin Parshall, and we're pleased to have you in attendance to share this memorable occasion with us. Please rise for the entrance of the official party in the graduating class. Please remain standing for the national anthem, followed by an invocation by the Reverend Dr. Ron Robinson.
Let us pray. Righteous God, you rule the nations. Bless these young women and men who will be commissioned today. Bless their families and all who supported them along the way. Though for a season they may be people of war, let them live for peace, as eager for agreement as for victory. Encourage them as they encourage one another, and never let hard duty separate them from your great love. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Ladies, gentlemen, families, and friends of these soon-to-be commissioning lieutenants, good afternoon and welcome. Reverend Robinson, thank you for the thoughtful invocation. Please allow me to introduce the official party. The host of today's ceremony, Professor of Military Science, Major Nicole Delacchio. Our honored guest speaker, Brigadier General Andrea Carter, Dr. Benny Harris, the Chancellor of the University of South Carolina Upstate, and the 11th President of Wofford College, Dr. Naif Samhat. Please join me in a round of applause to welcome our official party. Next, I would like to acknowledge the team that has been instrumental in the growth and development of these young leaders commissioning. Today, the cadre and staff of the Southern Guards Battalion. I kindly ask these individuals to stand and please hold your applause until we introduce the entire team. Senior Military Instructor, Master Rafael Morales Rojas. Former Senior Military Instructor, Master Franklin Taveras. Recruiting Operations Officer, Mr. Simon Strickland. Human Resources Assistant, Ms. Stacy McMiller, who is unable to be here due to TST duties. Former Program Assistant, Mr. Kent Krause. Logistic Technician, Mr. Michael Freeman. And the Department Executive Assistant, Mrs. Mary Edith Strickland. Please join me in thanking them for the contributions they have made to make this day possible. Today is a great day to be a soldier, and especially so for the cadets seated before you as they are about to become officers of the Army of the United States. It is also an important day to acknowledge the families, friends, coaches, and educators of these cadets. For years, you have stood by these young Americans. You have been highly instrumental in their development as citizens, their evolutions as leaders, and role models for their success. On behalf of the Southern Guards Battalion cadre and the soldiers who look to your loved ones for leadership, we offer you our humble appreciation. It is now my pleasure to introduce the host of today's ceremony, the Professor of Military Science, Major Nicole Delacchio.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Welcome. It is a great day to be an Army officer. I have the honor of commanding the Southern Guards Battalion and serving on the faculty here as a Military Science Department Chair. Our battalion headquarters is located here on the campus of Wofford College, but our team includes cadets from the University of South Carolina Upstate and Commerce University. Before I get too deep here, let me lead off with a few acknowledgments. I want to thank the Wofford administration for their unwavering support in allowing ROTC to thrive on this campus for 104 years now. Colonel Milligan, I understand Cadet Milligan didn't give you much of a choice, but I want to thank you for being here today as well. To my team, especially my right hand, Mary Edith Strickland, well done putting this event together. We couldn't have done this without you. And to the most critical piece of the equation, to family and friends, whether here or through the live stream, thanks to all of you for what you've done to bring us to this day, especially the parents. Thank you for trusting this program and soon the Army with your most precious possession, your sons and daughters. We understand they chose this path and chose to serve in large measure because of you. It's what your values bring and what you've instilled in them, so thank you. To the 6 cadets sitting in front of me, way to finish strong. You're the reason we're all here today, to celebrate you on this Armed Forces Day. It's a big day for you, and it's a big day for the Army. Today, these young men and women will take their oath to the United States Constitution. It's the same oath that the President of the United States takes. It's the same oath that Supreme Court justices take. It's the same oath that every congressman and senator take. But there is only one group of people that takes this oath that says they're willing to give their life for something. And that something is the United States Constitution. Every one of us is born free and equal. And every one of us has a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And we take an oath to that, not to a person and not to a party. These cadets take an oath to that idea, the idea that is America. And they will do anything and everything, even sacrifice their own life to preserve that idea. So cadets, my final message to you, in case I didn't hammer it down enough during all my lectures, the Army is a people business. When people think of the Army, they envision tanks and trucks, but people are truly the capability. People are the competitive advantage. Together, we are the single most diverse institution who represents every corner of our country, every shade of humanity, immigrant and native-born, Christian, Muslims, and non-believers alike, all forged into common service. I challenge you to find strength in common beliefs, to forge unity from that diversity, and to sustain that strength and diversity even when it's hard. And remember, you're taking an oath to that. Never underestimate the power of your own example. What people see you do is more important than anything you'll ever say. Something I was taught as a young soldier that stuck with me all these years was never walk by a piece of trash without picking it up. A simple theory in example setting. It's good for a leader to take pride in keeping their area theme clean, but it's better that others would follow their example, be it trash or treating people with respect. When you see you picking up that piece of trash, others will follow. Sometimes because it's the right thing to do, sometimes to stave off embarrassment, but either way, your organization will become better. So again, never pass by a piece of trash without picking it up, be it literal or metaphorical. The vice provost here recently told me that ROTC is like a team and I'm the coach. That couldn't be truer. The Army is a team of teams, an interconnected network of teams that stretches from the infantry squad to our medical teams and to the highest echelons of our command. Our Army's success depends on bringing in talented soldiers together here, built a team on competence, resilience, discipline, and trust. Our ROTC curriculum preps these seniors for their first assignments as officers by putting them in the arena. And in case you weren't aware, they plan 100% of all the training that we do with the ROTC instructors and support. Class of 2024 started off functionally dysfunctional, I'd say, but it's made me incredibly proud to watch them overcome your growth errors, call them. It took nearly an entire semester for the team of teams concept to sink in and for them to realize that alone we do so little, but together we do so much. Helen Keller said that, by the way. Cadet Anderson, a man of deep faith. He brings passion to the team, to keep this team together. He wants everyone to get along and for everyone to succeed. That's why I selected George to serve as my command sergeant major, to ensure the morale and welfare of the organization was upheld. Cadet Bennett, a natural leader. She's detail-oriented, and the thing that impresses me the most about her is that she's not afraid to tell me when I'm wrong. I mean, when that something doesn't make sense, or if there's a better way. Family, I'm willing to bet that doesn't come as a surprise to you. Heaven, your soldiers will quickly admire your willingness to challenge the status quo. You commanded the battalion well and held people accountable, so thank you. A la familia Chavez, Yasmin es estudiante favorita. Yasmin es fuerte. Ella es inteligente y tiene determinación. Estoy orgullosa. And in case none of that translated, I think I said Yasmin is strong, smart, and determined, and that I'm proud of you. Not just of what she's done, but who she is. You're a shining example of the opportunity in this country, the true definition of what it means to be an American, and it's an honor to call you my sister in arms. Cadet Gaskins, Jack and I talked a lot about vulnerability and leading with courage, because it takes great courage to embrace the multifaceted aspects of Army leadership. It's the very reason why personal courage is one of our Army values. During his final exam this fall, which was an oral presentation, Jack stood in front of his peers and unprompted acknowledged his privilege in society. It took maturity and courage, and your honesty will serve you well, no matter how many L's you take for missing PT. Cadet Kellinger, an excellent tactician. Jason must really know that he performs better under pressure because he waits to the last minute to do everything. But just when you think he's not paying attention, he will lay out the most articulate response that you've ever heard. Maybe it's the accent, I don't know. But by the way, Jason's parents, Mark and Melanie, have joined us all the way from England to be here today. It's an honor with you. See what I did there? Honor with you. No? Got it, okay. My wife told me that was a bad joke. And last but not least, Cadet Milligan. She's the MVP. I selected Catherine to lead our battalion as the executive officer, mostly because I needed someone to keep me straight. But I trust her. She demonstrated discipline, initiative with every mission and every task. She's a sponge, soaking up everything she can do to make herself and the organization better. At the beginning of the year, lots of questions, and in the end, action and results. You're ready, and I'm extraordinarily proud of you. Class of 2024, thank you. You're the reason I enjoy coming to work every day. Thank you for giving me purpose. Thank you for reminding me why I love to serve. Thank you for giving me faith that America's sons and daughters are in good hands. And most importantly, thank you for the memories. Most especially when we trail raided that 15 backpack van during fall FTX. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to welcome USC Upstate Chancellor Dr. Benny Harris to the podium. Sir.
Thank you very much, Major Nicole Delacchio. I got that just right? Okay, great. For that introduction. I'm honored to be here today to celebrate the commission of 2 USC Upstate cadets into the Army. These ROTC students are among the best and brightest. They bring to the Army great intelligence, leadership skills, dedication, and drive. I'm proud to call them part of the USC Upstate family. Heaven Bennett is an exercise science major who participated in cross country and track for 4 years. She's a distinguished military graduate who was named the SoCon All-Academic Team and is graduating magna cum laude. And Catherine Milligan, who's a criminal justice major who graduated cum laude. Both officers will serve in the Medical Service Corps doing tactical field planning of operational medicine. One of the reasons I'm so excited about them is because they represent the best of USC Upstate and the students that I get to serve. I shared this story with last year, and Major Delacchio shared it with me when we sat and talked. Was that last week or this week? Last week, and I thought I'd share it again. I remember when I was 9 years old, and I was mowing the yard. And you remember those of you who grew up on a farm, or those of you who had the luxury of mowing your own yard. You remember those familiar Saturdays where your mother was in the kitchen cooking and giving commands from the command center, the Harris kitchen. My sisters were inside doing their chores or redoing the chores because they had not done them as quite the way mother expected. My baby brother Jesse was 5 years old and desperately wanted to prove himself worthy of having chores, so he was doing activity without consequence, playing and calling it work. But back to my activity, I was in the front yard mowing. I came upon my mom's hibiscus plants. They were beautiful, they were red, and they were pink hibiscus, tall, big, and bright. And I mowed the way my daddy had taught me to mow, straight lines, with the cut grass being blown to the opposite direction of the mowed grass, not to let a lot of dead grass and the fresh cut grass. And the closer I got to the hibiscus plants, I decided to stop, as I often had done when mowing the yard. And I bent down to pull the grass from around the plants with my hands. As I bent down, I saw something familiar move. I knew exactly what it was. I jumped and I screamed in those high octave screams. I ran looking for my daddy, my father. He found me behind the house, working on one of our many farm machineries, the John Deere tractor. Frantically, I told him what I saw, and he calmly asked, "Do you need help?" I said, "Yes." He then said, "Go on back around there, and I'll be there in a minute to help you." Relieved, I went back to the hibiscus and waited for a safe distance for Daddy to come. In about 2 minutes, but what seemed like 10, he came with a belt and a hoe. And his only words were, "Boy, you're bigger than that snake. Take that hoe I gave you and kill that snake, or I'm going to give you this belt." Now, those of you who are into modern day parenting, just forgive the analogy. And you'll still have to kill the snake. With a little less fear, I took the hoe and I killed the snake. After chopping it up into several parts, I realized how very small it was. I even felt a little embarrassed that it wasn't bigger. And I had so much fear. As I reflected on this story, I can see spiritually my Heavenly Father and my Savior in His word saying, "Benny, be fearless. If you need help, okay, go and wait for me, and I'll give you what you need to conquer that snake. The spirit I give you isn't a spirit of fear, but of power and victory. Take my spirit, my hoe, and kill that snake." And it could be a number of different types of snake. But when I think about the commitment that you've made and that you are making to our military, that you're making to our country, I'm marveled by your courage. I'm marveled by your fearlessness. I'm marveled by what you have been done to be prepared to kill the snakes, whatever that snake is in your life, whatever that snake is in our country. So Cadet George and Heaven and Yasmin and John and Jason and Catherine, thank you for being fearless. Thank you for your courage. Whenever you have that little fear, Think about all of your training, all of us who are here to support you, who love you, and who are humbled by your service to protect what is so important to us, and that is this American democracy. Thank you all for your services. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. I often attribute Dr. Samhat, the president of the college, to the rank of general officer. I've told him that. I think the two are synonymous, given the dynamic that we're in. And so being a good subordinate officer that I am, I told him, I say, hey, sir, our cadets are really tired of training on this dirt. And I would really appreciate it if you grew the greenest, most plush grass that we could have to have our cadets train in the best environment. And he said, no problem, you got it. And so, no, sir, I'm just kidding. But but the thing that I want to say that I admire the most about Dr. Samhat is the amount of pride that this college and this institution takes to make Wofford such a great experience for its students. And I just want to thank you, sir. Thank you, the administration. And I'm proud to be on Team 11. Without further ado, Dr. Nave Samhat.
Thank you, Major Delecchio. That's very, very kind of you. The grass is green. The guys do a great job out there. And just like everyone at this college, the faculty and the staff, coaches work so hard to provide an extraordinary experience for our students, as they do the same at Converse University and USC Upstate. So, and as president of the college, I'm honored to welcome all of you here to witness the commissioning of this devoted, bright, and civically minded, engaged group of women and men. We will follow your progress as you serve our country as outstanding representatives of the Southern Guards Battalion. In 1919, in the aftermath of World War I, Wofford became one of the first church-related colleges in the U.S. to qualify for a Reserve Officers Training Corps unit. Today, you join an incredible and vast community of commissioned graduates from Wofford College, Converse University, and USC Upstate, who have and will continue to do great things for our country, for your colleagues, for your communities. We recognize and celebrate you for committing to a noble cause, one that could very well turn into extraordinary opportunities and a fulfilling career for you. Today's speaker, Brigadier General Andre G. Carter, understands this well. Brigadier General Carter is the commanding general of the 350th Civil Affairs Command in Pensacola, Florida. An Army Reserve unit, its mission involves work with civilian authorities in the wake of natural disasters and war. Prior to her current command, Brigadier General Carter was the Deputy Commanding General of the U.S. Army Civil Affairs and Psychological Operations Command in Fort Liberty, North Carolina. Her training and service have taken her across the country into the Middle East, and it started right here at Wofford College. Brigadier General Carter accepted her Reserve Officer Training Corps scholarship at Wofford, and in 1991 commissioned as a quartermaster officer at Columbus State University in Columbus, Georgia. She has a unique and special story, and I'm pleased that she is here to share it with us today. So please join me in welcoming Brigadier General Andre Carter to Wofford College.
Well, thank you very much for that generous introduction. And yes, this campus brought back a lot of memories. I do remember being a member of Ranger Challenge and having that log on my shoulder, and we're just running around this campus. So it's great to see all of you, and good afternoon to everyone. And I don't want to single out the important people here today because you are all important. Typically, we begin with the distinguished visitors, but in my mind, you all are distinguished visitors. And so let me say welcome to our friends and fellow veterans who continue to serve as soldiers for life here. And probably of most importance, our service members in uniform here in this room, to include our soon-to-be second lieutenants and their families, who will be carrying on in the days, the weeks, the months, and years to come. Today, we are gathered to see the cadets here before you, 6 cadets, become commissioned officers. And it is an honor and privilege to preside over this historic and momentous event. So the United States Army exists for one reason, and for one reason only, and it's to win America's wars. People choose to join our team and build a fulfilling career in the Army to be part of something greater than themselves and serve our country, to do something meaningful, to feel a sense of pride and accomplishment in their work. And I'm so proud of you. So let's talk about what's in store for you as a leader in the most powerful army in the world. So officers are charged to plan and prepare troops to protect our freedoms, the American people here in the United States. It's a huge burden to carry, and it's something you all have offered yourselves to say, I want to serve. They are charged to build cohesive, physically fit teams who are trained and ready at a moment's notice. As a soldier myself, the commitment to our nation's call is beyond reproach. So I was a cadet, became a second lieutenant in the Army Reserve. I was a high school teacher. I received a call and the phone rang in my classroom, and I was called to deploy to Iraq. It's the first rotation. And we all joined at that time for the scholarship, for XYZ, and didn't really think about really why the Army exists. And that is, again, to win America's wars. And so, Lieutenant Navarro at the time had a rude awakening and said, all of that training that you have done is going to be put not to the test, but it will be done. And I deployed as a commander. You all will become commanders. And there are people's sons and daughters who will be under your command. And that is a huge sacrifice and honor, and such a privilege to do. And I'm so, so proud of you. And you will do well because you're a product of Wofford College. The ROTC program is awesome. And it's so great to see young leaders here taking our future of the Army to the next level. And so I want to cap it all off by just make it simple. And like Major Delocchio said, it's all about taking care of people. So I'm going to break it down, okay, by talking to you directly, right? Our future leaders. 2 things to keep in mind. Take care of your people and take care of yourselves. So I'm going to break it down. First, with taking care of your people. A couple do's and don'ts. Do listen to your NCOs. Your NCO will train you. They are your trainer. They are your advisor from second lieutenant all the way up to when you become a GO. Do listen to your NCOs. Take care of them, and do realize they are the backbone of the Army. Don't lose your empathy for others. You'll be faced with a lot of interesting situations as a leader. Always give the benefit of the doubt that people want to do the right thing, and some people lose sight. Some people are going through some things. Do not lose empathy for others. And do always stay focused on ensuring that you are preparing them for the next fight. Okay? Second thing, take care of yourself. As we, like every plane ride, right? They always say, place the oxygen mask on yourself before you do others. There'll be times when you get burnt out, when you want to give up. Don't allow anyone to tell you you can't do it. Don't ever allow anyone to make you think that it's impossible. Anything's possible. Another thing about taking care of yourself is making sure that you don't get too comfortable. Complacency is not a thing for us in the U.S. Army. And that's everything from being complacent while you're deployed or while you're here taking care of your military career. Do not get complacent. Be comfortable with uncomfortable. Broaden yourself and always take the jobs, take the hard jobs, and seize the opportunities when that professional education is offered to you. And last, but certainly not least, take care of yourself by remembering who brought you into this world, by remembering those along the way in your career that has carried you. You are not going to do this alone. There will be others working for you and with you. Don't ever forget them. And that's all I have to say about that. I am so honored to be the keynote speaker here. I am a product of Wofford College, and I love to have an interface with those that's going to take our Army to the next level. I am so proud to be your sister in arms, and I look forward to seeing you lead our Army. Congratulations, class of 2024. Godspeed.
Brigadier General Carter, the Southern Guard Battalion has a small token of our appreciation for sharing those words of wisdom with us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so
Today's ceremony is rich in tradition and entails 3 critical parts: taking the oath of office, the pinning of the rank bearing the gold bars of the second lieutenant, and the receiving of the officer's first salute from an enlisted member of the armed forces. Army officers live under a strong and inspiring code. It guides our standards of official and personal conduct. This code includes loyalty to the Constitution, personal trustworthiness, and honor. As a part of this time-honored ceremony, each cadet will have a commissioned officer of his or her choice administer the oath of office. All officers of the armed forces swear the same oath as they enter a life of selfless service. I ask that during the ministering of the oath, you remain seated. Next, they will receive their rank in the pinning ceremony. Family members and/or friends of their choosing will place this rank of second lieutenant on their shoulders. In the final stages of the ceremony, the newly commissioned second lieutenants will render his or her first salute. The first salute is a tradition in which newly commissioned military officers give a silver dollar to the enlisted member from whom they receive the first salute of their career. It extends honor and reverence to a person who has inspired, supported, and selflessly led others. After the first salute ceremony, they will receive their oath of office certificate. Nearly 248 years ago, on June 14, 1775, the Continental Congress sent out a proclamation to establish a standing army. When this proclamation reached the group of irregular militiamen that had pushed the British Army back to Boston, they were encamped on the grounds of Harvard College in Cambridge. The militiamen were there at the request of the presidents and faculty of what is known today as Harvard University. Thus, the United States Army was born on a college campus. Therefore, there is not a better place to commission the next generation of Army leadership than right here on the campus of Wofford College. With that said, let's commission the class of 2024. For those who are giving the oath of office, pinning the gold bars, and giving the first salute, we'd like to ask that everyone take their time and be careful making your way up the stairs. Cadet George Anderson earned his Bachelor's of Science degree in Computer Science from Wofford College. He will serve as a Signal Corps officer, Branch Detail Field Artillery Corps on active duty. Lieutenant Colonel William Crawford Moore will administer the oath of office.
Good afternoon. I state your name.
I, George Carl Anderson,
Have been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States
I've been appointed an officer in the United States Army
in the grade of second lieutenant.
in the grade of second lieutenant.
Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
I solemnly swear that I will defend and support the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely,
I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
That I will well and faithfully discharge
And I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon the office which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Second Lieutenant Anderson will be pinned by his parents, Gamble and Gus Anderson. Second Lieutenant Anderson will receive his first salute from Master Sergeant Rafael Morales Rojas. Major Nicole Delacchio will now present the commissioning certificate. Lieutenant Anderson, the floor is yours.
All right, I just want to briefly say thank you, God. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you to my girlfriend, Sophia, and to all my peers. I look forward to seeing your awesome careers, and if y'all ever need me, just call me. Thank you.
I want to add real fast, when you're up here, if you turn and face off this way, they'll take a quick photo of you. Cadet Heaven Bennett earned her Bachelor's of Science degree in Exercise and Sports Science from the University of South Carolina Upstate. She will serve as a Medical Service Corps officer on active duty. Her first duty station will be Fort Cavazos, Texas. Her husband, First Lieutenant Symmetric Bennett, will administer the oath of office.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Heaven Bennett,
Having been appointed an officer in the Army
have been appointed an officer in the Army
of the United States
of the United States
and the grade of second lieutenant,
and the grade of second lieutenant.
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution
that I will support and defend the Constitution
of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely,
That I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
That I will well and faithfully
That I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office upon
discharge the duties of the office upon
which I am about to enter.
which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Pinning Second Lieutenant Bennett is her mother, Miss April Allen, and her stepfather, Gary French. Second Lieutenant Bennett will receive her first salute from Staff Sergeant Kenny Rosario. Major Delacchio will present the commissioning certificate. Lieutenant Bennett, the floor is yours.
When I first joined ROTC, I wasn't sure if I actually wanted to continue going, but my now husband, First Lieutenant Bennett, told me it's what you make it. So I decided to take every opportunity given to me. And I'm thankful that I did. I'm grateful that my family's here to share this moment with me. And I'm also grateful for all that I've learned from not only cadre, but my peers as well. And I plan to utilize that throughout my military career.
Cadet Yasmin Chavez Medina earned her Bachelor's of Arts degree in International Affairs in Spanish from Wofford College. She will serve as an Adjutant General Corps Officer, Branch Detail Armor on active duty. Major Nicole Delacchio will administer the oath of office.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name,
I, Yasmin Chavez Medina,
having been appointed an officer
having been appointed an officer
in the Army of the United States
in the Army of the United States
in the grade of Second Lieutenant,
in the grade of Second Lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and that I take this obligation freely,
and that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right.
Pinning Second Lieutenant Chavez Medina are her parents, Pascual Chavez Ramirez and Angelina Medina Trejo. Second Lieutenant Chavez Medina will receive her first salute from Staff Sergeant Stephen Ellison. Major Delacchio will now present the commissioning certificate. Lieutenant Chavez Medina, the floor is yours.
If I tear up, I apologize. As I stand here before you today, I'm filled with an overwhelming sense of gratitude and humility. I owe a debt of gratitude not only to this great nation, but to this program and the remarkable individuals that made this journey possible. 30 years ago, 2 immigrants embarked on a courageous journey into this country. Their dreams were simple yet profound: to seek a better life for themselves and their future generations. Little did they know that the sacrifices and determination would pave a way for the opportunities that I've been blessed to have. I stand here as a testament of their resiliency, their unwavering spirit, and their unyielding belief in the promise of a better tomorrow. It is because of their sacrifices that I've been able to pursue my dreams, to chart my own courses, and to strive for excellence in all endeavors. But this journey has not been a journey of solitude. Along the way, I've been fortunate enough to encounter countless individuals who have supported, encouraged, and inspired me. From teachers who ignited a passion for learning, to mentors who offered guidance and wisdom, to friends and family who provided unwavering love and support. Each and every one of you have played a vital role in shaping the person that I am today. Today, as I stand on the edge of a new beginning, I'm filled with hope and optimism for the future. I'm inspired by the countless individuals who have pursued their dreams and made a positive impact in this world. So to each and every one of you who played a part of my journey, I offer my sincerest thanks. And it is because of your support, your guidance, and your belief in me that I stand here today, ready to embrace this new journey and opportunities that lie ahead. Thank you.
Cadet Jack Gaskins earned his Bachelor's of Arts degree in Finance from Wofford College. He will serve as a Signal Corps officer on active duty. His first duty station will be Camp Humphrey, South Korea. Lieutenant Colonel retired William Simon Strickland will administer the oath of office.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, John Dean Gaskins,
Having been appointed an officer
having been appointed an officer
in the Army of the United States
in the Army of the United States
in the grade of second lieutenant,
in the grade of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without mental reservation
without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office upon which
of the office upon which
I'm about to enter.
I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Pinning Second Lieutenant Gaskins are his parents, John and Sally Gaskins. Second Lieutenant Gaskins will receive his first salute from his brother, Midshipman 3rd Class William Treywick Gaskins. Major Delacchio will now present the commissioning certificate. Lieutenant Gaskins, the floor is yours.
Chavez, I don't know how I can follow your speech, but I'm going to give it a shot. First of all, I'm proud to be a U.S. Army officer, but I would not be here if it weren't for the people in the crowd, specifically my parents, Nana, Poppy, Uncle Dewey, Will, everyone, I wouldn't have been able to do it without any of you. Like General Carter said, challenging things cannot be done without love and support of your family. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Cadet Jason Kellinger earned his Bachelor's of Arts degree in International Affairs from Wofford College. He will serve as a military intelligence officer, branch detail infantry on active duty. Cadet Kellinger's father, Captain Mark Kellinger, United States Air Force, retired, will administer the oath of office.
Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, Jason Alexander Kellinger,
Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States
having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States
in the grade of second lieutenant,
in the grade of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Pinning Second Lieutenant Kellinger are his parents, Captain Kellinger and Melanie Pomeroy Kellinger. Second Lieutenant Kellinger will receive his first salute from Master Sergeant Franklin Tavares. Lieutenant Kellinger, the floor is yours. I got a little excited. Major Delakim will now present the commissioning certificate. Let's try this again. Lieutenant Kellinger, the floor is yours.
Okay, so today is obviously a significant milestone in my life, and it's a day of immense pride, gratitude, and anticipation for the journey that lies ahead. First of all, thank you to my parents. My father has been a source of unwavering support throughout my life, and it was his dedication to service, his sense of duty, and his love for this great nation that planted the seed of military service in me. I also want to express my deepest gratitude to my mother, an amazing woman whose strength, love, and encouragement have been my bedrock. To both my parents, thank you for being exceptional role models and for your relentless support. Your belief in me has been the foundation of my success. To the ROTC cadre and staff that have guided me, both past and present, I owe a debt of gratitude that words cannot fully express. You have imparted invaluable lessons, instilled in me the confidence and skills necessary for leadership, and prepared me for the responsibilities that come with being an officer in the U.S. Army. To my fellow cadets and classmates, Thank you for your camaraderie, your support, and for pushing me to strive for excellence. You literally and figuratively covered me whilst I moved. The bonds we have formed and the experiences we have shared will remain with me forever. As I look forward to my future in the Army, I'm acutely aware of the weight of the responsibilities that lie ahead. However, leading America's finest men and women against our enemies is a profound duty and honor. And it is a responsibility that I promise I will not take lightly. I'm ready to serve, ready to lead, and ready to uphold the legacy of those who have come before me. Thanks to all of you that have come a long way to see me commissioned, and God bless the United States of America.
Cadet Catherine Milligan earned her Bachelor's of Science degree in Criminal Justice from the University of South Carolina Upstate. She will serve as a Medical Service Corps officer on active duty. Her first duty station will be Fort Cavazos, Texas. Her father, Lieutenant Colonel Promotable Chadwick Milligan, will administer the oath of office.
I state your name.
Catherine O'Shea Marie Milligan.
Having been appointed an officer
Having been appointed an officer
in the Army of the United States
in the Army of the United States
in the grade of second lieutenant,
in the grade of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
I take this obligation freely,
I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and I will well and faithfully
that I will and faithfully
execute the duties
execute the duties
of the office I'm about to enter.
of the office I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Pinning Second Lieutenant Milligan are her family, Miss Timothy Milligan, Jade Milligan Beckman, and Alicia Higgins. Second Lieutenant Milligan will receive her first salute from Master Rafael Morales Rojas. Major Delacchio will now present the commissioning certificate. Lieutenant Milligan, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon. I want to especially recognize my grandpa, retired Special First Class Gene Boyer, and my grandma, Sherry Boyer, who unfortunately cannot be with us today due to weather on expectation of it, but hopefully they are on the live stream watching. My grandma, Rita Livert, thank you so much for being here, and my aunt, Jackie Korsmo, as well. They have traveled a great distance to be here for my commissioning ceremony. First, I would not be here without my parents, who have supported, motivated, and guided me to this moment. Even though my dad was the one who had introduced me to the ROTC program, both of my parents advocated that being in the Army was a great opportunity to find a community that would last me a lifetime. I want to thank my sisters, Jade and Alicia, who are here to share this special day, my friends who have been here since day one, and my friends' families, who have been like a second family to me. Lastly, thank you to my fellow battle buddies and my higher leadership for mentoring me throughout the last 4 years. Thank you.
Major Delacchio will now present the Major General James Dozer Award. This is the Southern Guards Battalion highest honor. It is awarded annually to the top military science senior who has displayed outstanding character and leadership. Major General Dozer was a student at Wofford College that was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor as a lieutenant while serving with the 30th Infantry Division in World War I. While wounded under intense fire with the assistance of one soldier, he cleared a German machine gun nest with a squad of 7 soldiers. The recipient's name will remain permanently displayed on the plaque in the Military Science Department.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present this year's 2024 Dozier Award to Second Lieutenant Heaven Bennett. Before I give Heaven this award, please allow me to brag on her for just a moment. Heaven lettered in track and cross country at UC Upstate for 4 years. She was named to the Big South All-Conference or All-Academic team. She graduated magna cum laude from USC Upstate with a 3.7 GPA. She was named and earned the title of Distinguished Military Graduate, which typically is given to the top 20% cadets across the country, but Heaven decided to exceed the standard and raise that bar to the top 1%. I selected her and appointed her my battalion commander. She led her team well through this entire semester, despite her athletic obligations. And I'm incredibly proud of her and Catherine both, too, by the way, for joining the best corps, the Medical Service Corps. And so to honor her accomplishments here, we've presented her with the United States Army 1902 Officer Saber engraved with her name, Heaven Bennett. So we know that she will forever remember her time here at the Southern Guards Battalion. Yes, it's sharp, just in case you're wondering. Uh-oh. Here you are.
Newly commissioned officers, on your feet. At this time, the official party would like to congratulate the new second lieutenants and present them with a small gift. Army officers are expected to be lifelong learners, so one of the gifts representing the new lieutenants is a book signed by the cadre.
Just follow next to me, so. Army officers guide. Read it. Enlighten yourself.
the officers got, all right? So my wife is manager, like I said, she never gets no respect. That's why I'm better than she is. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations. No, I can't do You know what I did with mine is we had a soldier one day, 20 years from now, we're still going on to speak.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present the Army's newest second lieutenants. Please stand for the playing of the Army song. The lyrics may be found on the back of your program. Following the Army song, please remain standing for the benediction by Reverend Robinson and the departure of the official party and the newly commissioned officers.
March along, sing our song, we're the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army was rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting until the battle's won, and the army was rolling along. It's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the kids that are strong. There we go, you will always know that the army is rolling along.
May the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Go from here to serve your God and your country in all that you do. And may those who need your support find in you a very generous friend. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the Southern Guard Spring Commissioning Ceremony. We thank you for sharing this proud day with us. Please join us for a reception in the foyer of the Rosalind Slinger Richardson Fine Arts Building. Thank you.